Have you ever stopped to wonder how something like ChatGPT can just pull information from the internet? Or how a robot knows exactly what to do? It really isn't magic. There's a secret language that lets them talk to the world. So today, let's break that language down and see how it's completely changing the game for AI.
It really all boils down to this, right? How does an AI, which is, let's be honest, just a bunch of code sitting on a server somewhere, take a command and turn it into something real? You ask a robot to stir your tea. What's the actual bridge between your words and its hand moving? That's the question we're going to dig into.
Okay, so a good way to think about a big AI model like GPT is like a brain in a box. Seriously, it's got all this incredible processing power, but it's totally cut off. To do anything useful, I mean anything, from moving a robot arm to just looking something up online, it has to have a way to talk to the outside world. Otherwise, all that intelligence, it's just sitting there, completely wasted.
Well, that communication channel, that bridge, has a name. It's called an API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. And believe me, it's not just for AI. This is the secret, invisible engine running behind pretty much every single app and website you use every single day.
So what exactly is an API? Yeah, it stands for Application Programming Interface, but forget the jargon. A much better way to think of it is like a universal translator for software. It's basically a set of really strict rules that lets two totally different programs talk to each other perfectly without needing to know a single thing about how the other one works on the inside.
Okay, let's make this real with something you do all the time, logging into an app. So your phone is what we call the client. When you type in your username and password, your phone sends a request, a question, to the app's server. The server looks at it and asks, does this match what I have? Then it sends a response back. Yep, you're good to go, or nope, try again. That entire conversation, that whole back and forth, is managed by an API.
And once you see it, you'll see it everywhere. It's how banks verify your identity. It's how your favorite shopping site processes your payment. And to bring it right back to AI, it's exactly how tools like ChatGPT can plug into other apps to get real-time info. Bottom line, if an app on your phone is pulling in new data from somewhere, you can bet an API is doing the heavy lifting.
So, okay, APIs are absolutely essential. We get it. But this leaves us to a huge problem. For the longest time, actually building one was a total nightmare for developers. We're talking slow, manual, and just plain frustrating. I mean, back in the day, everything was done by hand. Developers would spend hours and hours just writing out the documentation. They'd have to build these super complex systems from scratch just to make sure user input was correct. And they were always juggling a whole mess of different tools just to get one single API working. It was a mess.
Data validation is the perfect example of this headache, right? Let's say your API needs a 13-digit ID. Simple enough. But what if someone types in 12 digits, or 20, or they put hyphens in it? You, the developer, have to write code to catch every single possible mistake, by hand. Now imagine doing that for every single piece of information your app collects. You can see how this just explodes into a massive time suck.
Yeah, it was incredibly frustrating. But then in 2019, something new came along that just completely changed the game, especially for Python developers. It basically made all those old headaches disappear.
And that solution is called FastAPI. It's this modern Python framework that was literally built from the ground up to solve these exact problems. It's all about making API development way faster, way simpler, and just better.
And this comparison right here really tells the whole story. Remember all that manual stuff we were just talking about? Well, FastAPI just automates it. You don't write docs by hand anymore. It generates them for you. You don't build validation from scratch. It's just built in. It takes that whole messy toolbox and turns it into one clean, elegant tool. It is, no exaggeration, a total game changer.
And the impact? It's been absolutely massive. It's become the new standard so fast that some people estimate that today something like 80% of new AI-powered APIs are built with it. I mean, that stat alone tells you just how big of a deal this is.
But talk is cheap, right? How easy is it really? Well, let's look at the classic Hello World example. And I think you're going to be pretty shocked when you see how little code it takes to get a fully working API off the ground.
And that's it. This is the whole thing. All you're doing is importing the library, creating an app, and telling it what to do when someone shows up at the front door, the main URL. That's literally all it takes to spin up a complete web server. It's incredible.
So you run that code, you pop the address into your browser, and this is what you get back. It's this clean, simple response in a format called JSON. That's pretty much the standard language for APIs online. And the best part? It just works. Instantly. No messing around with configurations.
But look, the real magic here isn't just printing Hello World. The amazing part is what those few lines of code did for us behind the scenes. They unlocked an entire ecosystem of powerful tools, all automatically.
So, with that one little chunk of code, what did we get for free? We got a live server, we got automatic, interactive documentation, where you can literally play around and test your API. And we got a machine-readable file called an Open API specification. Now that last one is the secret sauce. It's what lets other programs, and yes, AIs like ChatGPT, figure out how to use your API all on their own. It saves just an unbelievable amount of work. And this right here, this is the engine of what people are calling the AI-powered API economy. Tools like FastAPI are like the universal adapter, right? They let all these thousands of different services, banking, shopping, AI, you name it, just plug into each other and start working together. It's like Lego for software, and it lets us build things we couldn't have even dreamed of a few years back.
So what's the big takeaway here? When a tool makes it this easy to build these communication channels, it's about more than just saving time. It's about tearing down a huge barrier. The question isn't, how do we connect things anymore? Now the only question is, with this power at your fingertips, what are you going to build next?